My name is Luis Flores. I'm 44 years old. I live in Jackson Heights, New York. When I first came to New York, I lived in Chelsea, and it was too expensive for me to stay in Manhattan. So I moved from Chelsea to Astoria to Jackson Heights. My rent has been rising. My rent, I'm now paying under my renewal lease, $1,675 for my studio apartment. I'm in housing court now for the third time because I have fallen behind on my rent. I'm not the only one in this situation. I've seen so many other people, and it's unfair. It's unfair. There are working families, there are single parent families who everyone is struggling to pay the rent. We live in a rent-burdened city. I've been trying to borrow money. I'm looking for a roommate, even though I live in a studio apartment and there's going to be no privacy. I'm considering finding a roommate in order to be able to make this apartment more affordable for myself.
The problem is that there's very little support in society for this situation. You get pushed out, you have to move somewhere else. You have to move either further out, you have to move maybe further from the bus or from the train, or you have to move outside of the city. And what happens then? If you have to move outside of the city, then now you have to pay more to get into work every morning. And you take home even less of your paycheck. An important thing to do would be to include small business owners and tenants sort of in the same sorts of organizations to challenge this, because sort of another arm of the way gentrification happens is through something called BIDs, Business Improvement Districts, where a certain area is targeted by the city for economic development, usually catering to an immigrant community or a minority community. And when the rent gets pushed up here, they get pushed out, they can't do business there anymore. And it gets replaced with Starbucks and artisan coffee shops and things like this, who can afford, businesses like this who can afford the rent.
You've seen a lot of service businesses like the shoemaker, the dry cleaner, the tailors. You want the grocery store. When all these businesses are being priced out of neighborhoods, then where do we go? There's a sense of what a neighborhood is supposed to feel like and look like, and I feel like that's what's being lost here.
Yeah, a lot of stores have been squeezed out, professionally by high rents. Yes, there's a couple stores around me that have closed down for those reasons, yes. This neighborhood used to be primarily Caribbean, population, a large Caribbean population, and a lot of those residents have moved on to, different regions of New York City. So
I think the stability and life security of people who live in your city should be something like a priority for somebody who's running a city. And I'm absolutely not seeing that be the case. It's been an insufficient response all around.